News. Oh, and again, for the first time viewers, I forgot, I'd like to officially welcome you to your first Mikey Live program. We'll be back.
At Communal, we are adapting to meet the changing needs of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a Communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal, join us today. This will be the best financial decision you have ever made. My name is Hollis, Mr. Killer Map, and I endorse this message.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
We enjoy the luxury of a quality water supply. But it can come to this. Have adequate storage.
Welcome to SPS Barrel Service, a new online retail shop where you can purchase pre-packed grocery barrels or customize your own barrel. SPS offers groceries, home supplies, pharmaceuticals, clothing, and ships to South America and the Caribbean. With access to high-quality products, affordable pricing, and fast shipping, SPS saves you time, storage, and money. Send barrels to your family members anywhere in the world. Family members can ship to you, or you can shop and ship to yourself. Visit us at spsbarrelservice.com or call 416-567-3553. SPS Barrel Service. You shop, we pack, we ship.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
Thanks, Omega XL. I don't have that same pain anymore.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
Thank you very much. And again, we'd like to officially welcome you, and those of you who are just joining us to tonight's program. Now, the first thing that we need to tell all you about, boys, that the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, they wish to advise the general public, and in particular motorists, that Calivini Public Road in the area of Concord Junction leading to Calivini Heights, it will be closed to vehicular traffic. Alright, again, it is the Calivini Public Road in the area of Concord Junction that will be leading to the Calivini Heights. It will be closed to vehicular traffic on Wednesday, 12th August from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Motorists, you are kindly advised to use alternative routes to get to your desired destination. Now, the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force would like to apologize for any inconveniences caused as a result of this temporary closure. Now we are moving on. The next thing that we need to tell you about, boy, footballers here, they are eager to see the resumption of the game in Grenada, where there'll be two major encounters in the coming weekend. It's the semi-final of the inaugural club championship. Now, Saturday, Hurricane takes on Hard Rock, and on Sunday, Fraternity will be playing against Sab Spartans. The championship was halted, and that was due to the lockdown associated with Grenada containing the outbreak of the coronavirus. However, with the noticeable easement, the Grenada Football Association has decided to conclude the championship. Both semi-final matches will be at the Kirani James International and Football Stadium and begin at 4 p.m. on both days. Now, we look forward to that encounter. I think they will be having those games broadcast live. I'm not too sure, but I believe I heard a conversation about that. I think I need to talk to the president of one of them. Right? They no live without Mikey live, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let we go. Now, on a serious note, boy, I think I would have seen about 2 missing persons report for the weekend. All right, but let's tell you about this. Take a look at this young lady, okay? Now, your help is needed in locating Kalisha Williams. Now, Kalisha Williams is a 15-year-old of Conference in St. Andrew. Kalisha is a client of the Child Protection Authority. She voluntarily left her place of residence on the afternoon of Wednesday, 8th July 2020, and has failed to return since. She was last seen in the town of Grenville, St. Andrew, wearing a yellow mustard-colored t-shirt, long blue jeans, and black slippers, as per picture on your screen. She is approximately 5 feet 5 inches tall, fair in complexion, with a braided extension hairstyle. Now her parents and the authorities really want your help in locating her. Now, anyone seeing or knowing of her whereabouts, you're asked to please contact the Grenville Police Station at telephone number 442-7224. St. David Police Station at 444-6224. The Community Relations Department at 440-3764 or 405-5324. All right, or you can simply call the police emergency by dialing 911. There's also a hotline that you can call, for example, if you do not want to give your name, or if you want to conceal your identity, or just say something in secret. You can call the hotline at 444-1958. All right, so again, your help is needed in locating the young lady on your screen. I also saw there was another missing persons report that was put out on the weekend by a family member, and the young lady who was said to be missing responded. I think this is probably the second or third time we are seeing this. So it's like there's a picture up, and they're saying like, oh, okay, we really need your help in locating blah 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 blah, and she's like, hey, hold on, you all know I ain't missing. I am not there because of the abuse that I cannot take no more. I'm now an adult and I can take care of myself. I am good. I saw it. Facebook, weekend, Saturday. From a young lady. One of the family members said she's missing. Anyway, lady, that talk. We're moving on. The government of Grenada is sending this dispatch, I like to call them. They wish to inform the general public and persons arriving in the country from high-risk areas that they must undergo a mandatory rapid test, following which they will be required to proceed to a government-approved accommodation at their own expense. We're reading now, right? We're reading. I was trying to get that thing for all on the program. You understand? At their expense, I think I get the thing. Anyway, there you go. With the country's borders now open to international flight, this decision is in the best interest of public health and safety in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, especially since the border reopening process takes into consideration the possible health risks posed by passengers coming from different regions of the world. As per the Emergency Powers COVID-19 regulations, government wishes to remind all that any person who is asked by any official of the Ministry of Health to submit himself to any testing for the COVID-19 shall submit to such testing. In addition, any person who is directed by the Ministry of Health to submit himself to self-isolation or quarantine must comply with the decision or the directive. And a person who contravenes or fails to comply with these regulations or any direction for the purposes of the regulations shall be guilty of an offense. Government reiterates the importance of observing these regulations in the interest of public safety. Now, we've heard a journalist who came from one of the high-risk places coming into the MBIA and opting to do their own quarantine because they say they are concerned about his own safety. That is George Worm, a release from George Worm, who is now stuck at the MBIA from the US. I, George Worm, make this statement of my free will and out of concern for my life. I came into Grenada today, Sunday, August 9th, after 5 months outside of the country, as I was stranded like many other Grenadians due to the closure of our borders from the coronavirus. I have in my possession a PCR test which showed that I am COVID-19 free. Before arriving back into Grenada, I made an appointment to the relevant authorities in the Ministry of Health to be allowed to go into self-quarantine for the required 14 days in keeping with the publicly stated protocol for returning nationals. I made a request out of fear with regards to my own personal safety and life. It is well known I am a journalist by profession and one who is considered as an enemy of the state of Grenada, Carriacou, and PD Martinique by the current rulers. I am not prepared to go into any facility to be quarantined that is selected for me by agents of this current government, as I do not trust them and some members of the security forces and others. Do I have to remind anyone that our current Prime Minister has said publicly that he does not trust the members of the Royal Grenada Police Force, the RGPF, with his life, save and except the 14 members of his own personal security detail? Why should I, George Worm, subject myself to be exposed to any member of the said security forces in a facility that involves this current government, which might seize the opportunity to physically eliminate me? I am strongly protesting against going into any of these facilities since I have adequate accommodation at my home to go into self-isolation for the self-imposed isolation for the 14 mandatory days and even longer if necessary. And it goes on to say a lot more. So it could be because of this scenario in which I just read to you that they are sending out this current press release reminding persons. So we have this thing brewing now where, okay, if the Worm stands his ground, he is likely to be in contravention or to contravene the COVID-19 regulations. You see? So let's see how this one will play off. Let's see how this one will play off. Very interesting development here, people. You understand? Very interesting. Anyway, let me leave that one there. We're moving on. There was a hit-and-run incident that resulted in the hospitalization of a young man. Eyes, everything, You understand? I must warn that if you are very sensitive to these sort of images, that your discretion will be necessary here, alright? Yeah, boy. So he's currently being hospitalized. Now his family is asking for answers. You understand? Now, according to one of his family members, this incident happened on Friday night in Mongay, at the Mongay Main Road, just around 11:15 p.m. All right? This man says he was walking the road, Mr. Kevin Mitchell, somewhere in his late 20s, I believe, was walking the road, he says, and then he just was struck by a vehicle that sped off. He wasn't able to identify the color of the vehicle or anything like that because he was immediately knocked out. In fact, according to reports, he was found unconscious where he was knocked down by a passerby. The authorities were alerted and he was taken to hospital where he is being currently treated for his wounds. Now, they're saying that anyone who has any information about this incident, that you advise or you at least alert the police so the necessary actions can be taken against the perpetrators. Yeah, boy. Our perpetrator, this man could have easily lost his life because some of these injuries seem to be very serious. And in fact, you know, I don't even understand how somebody would hit another person and then drive off. You'll remember it was in the same similar area, to be exact, where a young woman lost her life a couple years ago. Anyway, we are moving on. Well, just before that, you know, just a minute or two before where he was found. All right, we are moving on. Earlier, a young man boy lost his life in Concord, in the Concord waterfall. You know, exactly what really happened is still being investigated according to sources by the police, but he might have been there, you know, having a good time and so on, and he lost his life in the water. You know, it is believed that he drowned, but one of my sources said that there's an autopsy that's pending to determine the actual cause of death of this young man. He's believed to be in his mid 20s. Saw some persons sending condolences and so on to him and his family. You know, yeah, we got the news late yesterday of that incident. And like I said, according to one of my sources, an autopsy is pending to determine the actual cause of death. Open Defiance took over the streets of Grenada today, while police stood and watched. Ladies and gentlemen, it started early this morning. Videos of small pockets of people enjoying themselves. In a matter of hours, it grew into a carnival-like atmosphere. One will wonder whether or not the day was actually cancelled. People took the liberty to have fun in their individual villages, and in some cases walking the streets, and in particular some towns of some parishes, you would find pockets of people, you know, having their little fun and so on. Guav took the cake, hands down, as persons had fun. Like you see, drinks so like water on a hot day. The mass was being played. Everyone who thought that they needed some time, needed a breather, who needed a little relaxation, came out and they played a wicked mass. I think it was one of the areas that was mostly populated by revelers. These masks went well into the day. I have not heard of any major incidents and so on. There was police presence, but merely to oversee what was going on, it seemed, as no one was really arrested for masquerading or anything of that sort. Now, one of the videos that were making the rounds was the jab in St. Paul's, showing clear defiance and confidence in their in what they were doing, walked right in front of the police station, playing their jab. I think this is one of the videos, the more telling videos of the day. The jab, historically, our culture, historically, the mask, historically, comes from some degree of rebellion. You see? And so somehow, these mask players, these jab, were confident. Listen, I am trying to get into the mind of these jab, of these masqueraders. Trying to get into their mind. What gave you the assurance that you could have walked right in front of the police station without being interrupted? How were you so confident? How were you so sure that you were not going to be getting yourself in trouble? And that, my friends, is an indication of what we are dealing with here in Grenada. This goes, as I was saying today on the radio, this goes way beyond masquerading. This is something that's been communicated to our decision makers. You see, that's what I honestly believe. Why the open defiance today? Some say because of the double standard. That some are allowed behind closed doors to name their celebration in whatever way and get away with it, while the masses who want to have smaller celebrations are not allowed. And so if you want to do your thing your way, then here's what we will do it our way. You see, some are saying that because of the double standard, that is why they've decided to have it. And then people social distancing. I never see that yet. You understand? Never. Then people social distancing as well. They're saying that, hey, we understand what's going on with the COVID and so on. We're going to keep ourselves safe, but we go play with masks. And so they did just that. The last time I checked, there was still masks being played other places, you know. What happens from now? And probably we will need to discuss this in a whole different program. What happens now when our masses decides to rebel again? It may not be the COVID, but it may just be something else. Is this going to be just a one-time occurrence? And it's going to die out, and then the next time the authorities tell us to do something, that we are going to do it? Or is this a precedent that has been set? Did we just set a new precedent? Yeah. Because what happens is when it take a little bit, the opportunity will arise again, where you will take a little bit again. And you will take a little bit again. And before you know it, yeah. But let's see what happens. I just find the place got freaking quiet, you know, and it annoyed me that we were not hearing from anybody anymore. We knew this was going to happen, all right? But everybody was too timid to talk. It doesn't seem like we are confident in what we are saying about the COVID-19 and so on and so on. So now I'm talking about the authorities now, yeah? Because if you are so sure that this was going to be so dangerous, I think we were going to try harder to convince our people to stay at home. So maybe we didn't see it as harmful Maybe we saw it as, nah, we safe. So let them people play their mass. You understand? But I just think the precedent that has been set is likely to land us in a little hot water. All right, and I could be wrong about that, but let's see. So the mask play, there were villages that were known for certain kinds of masks, and of course they didn't fail. If you ask me, I love this. I love the message in this. Do I agree with it? Maybe not, but that message is a serious message. They walked right in front of the police station, confident that they will not be getting into trouble. All right, we are moving on. On the weekend, well actually on Friday, was the first ever Cyber Monarch, and here's what. It was closely contended by those who came in the first 3 positions. Ladies and gentlemen, Boyzie won the competition. Boyzie again won this one. So now he has won Soca Monarch on 5 occasions, and of course he has won this very first event. For the first time, it was put on by the Sunshine Promotions.
Everything going, everything going, everything going, hot and groovy we wet, hot and groovy we wet, hot and groovy we hot and groovy we wet, hot and we wet, hot and groovy it's okay. Oh, we go stop the fun now. Still a more to go. Now we can say we don't know. Plenty more to show. Hey, tell I wanna have the whole night with you. And I'm in that baby, I don't need a lady. Come let me take you up to a higher zone. Let me take it up. Yeah, I'm putting everything in this. Make sure you can. Say baby, I ain't even nothing out. Yeah, if you wanna be. Make sure you can handle it.
Alright. Don't get too excited. Maybe if we have time, we'll feature a little more of that in our entertainment piece a little bit later on. Dash came in second, and Looney Spark and Electrify came in third. Alright, let's see what time will permit us to talk about again. The emergencies chief for the World Health Organization said that the COVID-19 doesn't seem to follow the seasonal patterns that some viruses exhibit, making it harder to control. Unlike other respiratory viruses like the influenza that spread mainly in the winter, the coronavirus pandemic is accelerating in the summer. That's despite earlier predictions from some scientists and politicians it would fade in the heat. They are saying that the virus has demonstrated no seasonal patterns as such. You understand? What it has clearly demonstrated is that if you take the pressure off the virus bounces back. All right, and we are seeing the results of that worldwide. Yes, when you ease the pressure, it is bouncing right back. Now 6 p.m. came and gone, and so you know that signifies the end of polling for the general elections being held in Trinidad and Tobago. Shortly before the official closure of the polls, there were as many as 200 people still waiting in line to get to the voting booth at the Gulf View Community Center in the marginal constituency of San Fernando West. All right, the last person voted just around 6:52 p.m. So they are saying that from the early numbers, they are saying that the turnout was larger today than the 2015 general election, when the elections was 1,082,279, and 67.27% of the electorate coming out to vote. This time around, the electorate grew to 1,143,136 voters. All right. It seemed, with the early numbers that we saw earlier, that the PNM is getting a hard fight from the UNC. In fact, it would seem to me that the UNC was ahead in most of the stations. All right. So probably by the end of the night, we will have an idea as to how the people voted, whether or not there will be a new prime minister. There are 19 parties, 150 candidates. There are 150 candidates representing 19 political parties and 4 independent candidates. The PNM is the only party which presented a full slate of 41 candidates. The UNC is contesting the 39 Trinidad seats. All right. So let's see what that turnout will be like. All right, folks, we are getting ready for the next segment of our program, which is the National Report and the weather and so on. But I think it's only fair to give you a little bit more of the performance by Boyzie, which earned him that title of the Cyber Monarch 2020. Here we go.
Yes, Pastor. Tonight I put in everything in the wine. Lion! Cyber, you don't know it already. Don't need to tell you you're bad, but you're bad, yeah. Eyes them lock on your body and not ready to brace it. Come closer. I don't see you, don't smoke me, and I know that you're ready. So come here, let me put it on you. Girl, I wanna jam the whole night with you alone. And I mean that, baby, I don't need another lady. Yeah. Come, let me take you up to a higher zone, and then we take it on. Yeah. In this wine, girl, I'm giving you all of this. Make sure you can handle. Say, baby, I ain't leaving nothing out. Yeah, I'm giving you all of this. Make sure you can handle it. Whoa, got everything going under. Everything going under. Everything going under. Everything going under. Hot and groovy we wet. Hot and groovy we wet. Hot and groovy we so it's okay. Hot and groovy we wet. Hot and we wet. Hot and groovy so it's okay. Oh, we go stop the fun now. Still more to go. Now we can say we don't know. Plenty more to show. Hey, girl, I wanna jam the whole night with you alone. And I mean that, baby, I don't need another lady. Yeah. Come, let me take you up to a higher zone. Let me take it up. Yeah, I'm putting everything in this. Make sure you can say, baby, I ain't even nothing out. Yeah, give me your all of this. Make sure you can handle it. Yeah, because everything going under. Everything going under. Everything going under. Low. Low me down. Good night to everybody. Good night to the judges. Good night to everybody in the life. It hurts my heart to know you guys cannot be inside here for the wedding. But that's okay. My heart is with you. And we go have the after party, right? But in the meantime, let me see some love on the life. 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 Let me see some love on the life. Love on the life. But But I'm putting everything on it. I'm putting everything in it. Make sure you put it. Say baby I ain't living. I'm giving you all. Make sure you put it. Cause baby everything going. Everything going. Everything going on you. Look. Take me down. Wifey, can I step forward, please? Can I step forward? I want you to come right here. Let me have this one. I'm gonna rest it right here. No. Wifey, tonight, I realize a lot of them coming and call my name. They're trying to bad talk me because they want you to break up with me. You gonna break up with me, baby? Take me down, take me down, take me down, take me down, down there. I want to tell you something, right? One job. Can't give up on this love now. Still have more to grow, to grow, to grow, to grow. Hey, Dash and them wish we don't know, but plenty more to go, to go, to go, to go. Hey, I wanna spend the whole life with you alone. And I mean that, baby, I don't need another lady. I need a queen to sit with me on this shore. Say the means we home. Baby, I'm putting everything. Make sure you go. So I see how you living, nothing out. I'm giving you all of this. Oh, you're scaring your wife right there. Because everything. Everything going. Look. Wifey, I have a next gift I want to give you tonight. Alright? Wifey, I paid £2 million for this gold ring. And I want to give it to you tonight, right? I want to give it to you tonight. You understand me? But I want to tell you something, wifey. I'm giving everything to me wife now. I'm giving you all of it. Make sure you can handle it. And baby, I'm going the cyber. Yeah, girl, you're getting all of it. We hunt. Put it on me wife. Because everything going. Everything going. I love you. Everything going. Baby, let me go. Let me go.
On You, that's a song by Boyzie, and that's his groovy song, and that eventually earned him the title of the 2020 Cyber Monarch. Alright, and those background vocalist sounds really good. Good job, guys. We're taking a break, and we will be back shortly with the national report and the weather.
At Communal, we are adapting to meet the changing needs of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a Communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal, join us today this will be the best financial decision you have ever made. My name is Hollis Mr. Killer Mac, and I endorse this message.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Boy, people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
We enjoy the luxury of a quality water supply. But it can come to this. Have adequate storage.
To deal with the dry season and the current demand for constant hand washing, you require adequate water storage. Tough times require smart solutions. Invest in a water tank that meets the needs of you and your family. Visit On The Spot Hardware and select the tank that suits your needs. Don't have the cash? No problem. Talk to us about the alternative payment option. And don't forget, we deliver right to your doorstep. On The Spot Hardware, the rock where all solid foundations begin. Alrighty, and don't forget the Tabanka sale is happening right now at the Spice Isle Jewelry. It's called the Carnival Tabanka sale, and listen, the sale is up to 40% off on selected jewelry items. So you have to check out the Spice Isle Jewelry, alright, as soon as possible. That sale is not going to go on forever. Alright, so yeah, check out Spice Isle Jewelry. Alright, family members, it is now time for the National Report.
Two biggest days on the carnival calendar are non-bank holidays this year as the government protects the gains made in the fight against COVID-19. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back with the details to the news for Monday, August 10th, 2020. I am Rikisha St. Louis. Had it been normal times, Grenadians and visitors alike would have been swaying to the sweet sound of soca and savoring the taste of victory from the major carnival events, the National Queen Show, Soca Monarch and Panorama. But these are not ordinary times, so while there were some pockets of celebration scattered in different parts of the country, the major celebrations are absent this year in the interest of public health and safety. Both the upper and lower houses of Parliament recently passed the COVID-19 cancellation of Carnival August Celebrations Bill 2020. The bill outlines that Monday, August 10th and Tuesday 11th will not be observed as public holidays, but regular working days. During the meeting of the lower house, Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell said the financially prudent decision would have been to stage the festival, especially in light of the significant drop in revenue as a result of 3 months of no productivity due to the lockdown. But he warned that as a responsible government, they must protect the gains they have made so far in the fight against COVID-19. During a recent post-cabinet press briefing, Trade Minister Honorable Oliver Joseph reiterated that this was necessary to safeguard the public against the effects of COVID-19.
So Monday and Tuesday are normal working days. The regulations governing COVID-19 are still in place and must be observed by all. The wearing of masks still in place. Social distancing, sanitizing, all of the measures put in place under the protocol must be observed. We are not free from COVID. Therefore, we must not drop our guard.
The government of Grenada is informing the general public and persons arriving in the country from high-risk areas that they must undergo a mandatory rapid test, following which they will be required to proceed to a government-approved accommodation at their own expense. With the country's borders now open for international flights, this decision is in the best interest of public health and safety in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, especially since the border reopening process takes into consideration the possible health risk posed by passengers coming from different regions of the world. As per the Emergency Powers COVID-19 regulations, government wishes to remind all that any person who is asked by any official of the Ministry of Health to submit himself to any testing for COVID-19 shall submit to such testing. In addition, any person who is directed by the Ministry of Health to submit himself to self-isolation or quarantine must comply with the direction. A person who contravenes or fails to comply with these regulations or any direction for the purposes of these regulations shall be guilty of an offense. Government reiterates the importance of observing these regulations in the interest of public safety. Continuing with the news, coordinator of the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, Sylvan McIntyre, says COVID-19 paved the way for an early start to the agency's hurricane preparedness plan. He said the global pandemic pushed NADMA to ensure that shelter managers and volunteers were trained, protective gears were distributed, among other measures, to ensure the safety of all during the pandemic and the busy hurricane season. McIntyre was a guest on the National Water and Sewage Authority's weekly program.
COVID-19 is novel and we've not known or seen anything like this before. And having to face a very active, above average hurricane season, it just makes double jeopardy. And so we had to look as to how our coordinating mechanism would kick in if there was a situation where, God forbid, that COVID had actually gotten worse, where the community spread was evident that we had to be engaged more at community levels. So our systems were in place, we were activated, our district coordinators were on, prepared to be part of the process. Our staff or stakeholders, we had to ensure that the safety protocol, every one of them, that we were able to cross them. And having to be able to deal with shelters and quarantine facilities, etc., it just would tell you the magnitude of what we have to be dealing with. It really opened up a lot for us, and it is playing to our advantage because I have said it on many programs before that COVID-19 actually jumpstart the hurricane season preparation for us. It just got us into an earlier rhythm, and I think we are beginning to ride it a particular way, but still uncertain as to exactly how it's going to end.
During the period that Grenada was under a tropical storm watch as a result of Tropical Storm Gonzalo, NADMA was criticized for not disseminating the list of hurricane shelters on time. McIntyre explained that the shelters are for emergencies and members of the public will always have access to them during an emergency, even without an official list being published.
I personally be one of those persons advocating that we move away and we have these emergency shelters inspected year round. Once a facility is available, that we would have it inspected and ensure that it would meet the criteria, because it's not just hurricane that we are preparing for. But we've worked with that tradition of ensuring that they are being released and people understand where they are. Facilities are there as emergency shelter or shelters. For 2020 Gonzalo, if we had to have used facilities, they were available. I think people became anxious that they were not announced, and we had to balance between getting the best fit and the best point at which we need to say they're open. The system was activated. Shelter managers and the system across country, the district coordinators, they were informed and they were prepared to open these shelters. But we had to manage between whether or not the impact was going to be at a particular time, the severity of it, and the balance between creating panic and the limit of persons assembling unnecessarily at particular points.
This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. The Grenada Tourism Authority says its recently launched Paradise at Home campaign is picking up momentum, with most stakeholders getting on board. In June, the GTA introduced an opportunity for locals to take advantage of various deals at different cottages, hotels, guest houses through the Paradise at Home campaign, which seeks to promote local tourism throughout Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Communications Officer Ria Murray says the feedback from members of the public and the business community is encouraging.
We did launch our local tourism campaign, Paradise at Home, and the message was basically, we live in paradise, why not explore it? And then we got some fantastic offers from local stakeholders. We must say, in terms of the offers, that more and more of our stakeholders are coming on board. We started off with accommodation, the accommodation sector, and now tour operators want to jump on board and offer their deals to locals as well. And when we look at our postings on social media with Paradise at Home, we've been getting calls, we've been getting comments as to where can they find the information with the deals, and where can they go to enjoy their country. So the feedback has been very positive from the stakeholder side of things and then from the local side of things. So we just encourage everyone to continue to be tourists in their own destination. We live in paradise. We need to enjoy it and just treat themselves and their families to some of the deals being offered by our local stakeholders.
For more information on the local campaign, visit the official website of the Grenada Tourism Authority, www.puregrenada.com. Finally, in the news, the Ministry of Education is inviting students from primary and secondary schools in St. George to participate in the Grenada Chess Federation's inaugural Learn to Play Chess Summer Camp 2020 from Monday, August 17th to Friday, August 21st at the Grenada Boys Secondary School Auditorium in Tantine, St. George. We get more in this Chris and Mitchell report. In an effort to provide a creative, fun learning activity for primary and secondary school students, GCF will host an annual Learn to Play Chess Summer Camp. This free pilot camp is being launched in the parish of St. George and will thereafter be rolled out in the other parishes. Participants in the Learn to Play Chess Summer Camp are expected to benefit significantly. Playing chess offers intellectual, social, and academic improvement. The one-week camp will follow all protocols regarding social distancing and hygiene outlined for schools. Interested persons are asked to contact Mr. Ruggles Ferguson or Mrs. Danielle Sylvester at the Siboney Chambers on telephone number 440-2707 for registration. The Grenada Chess Federation is a recently formed non-profit organization dedicated to the promotion of chess in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, with schools and youth being the primary focus. In February 2020, the GCF was accepted as a full member of the International Chess Federation, FIDE. For the National Report, I am Chrisanne Mitchell. Thank you, Chrisanne. That story just ended the National Report for today, Monday, August 10th. Recapping the top story. Two biggest days on the Carnival calendar are non-bank holidays this year as government protects the gains made in the fight against COVID-19. On behalf of the entire news team here at the Government Information Service, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Thank you very much. And here's a look at the weather. Partly cloudy with light to moderate isolated showers. The max temperature today was 31.5 degrees Celsius. Minimum for tonight 26 degrees Celsius. Winds northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate with 3 to 5 feet in open water. And that's your weather report for today. And just before we wrap up, let's just see who is tuned in, who's on. All right, let's see who's there. We have the Welsh family. Big up to yourself, all right? Anna, we see that you're there as well. And Josh, John, Atalia, Kireen, and Shireen. Also, we have Doris with us tonight. Blessings to you as well, all right? Karima, Jennifer, big up yourself as well. And to my entire family, I would like to say hello to you. Danica, we see that you're there as well, so big up to you, Danica. And to all the usual people who are always on, we'd like to say, hey, Lintona is there as well. All right, so big up, all right? So yeah, to all the usual suspects, hello to you guys, all right? Sherlyn, big up Samantha, big up Anna and Ann, big up as well. Trevelyn, big up as well. And everyone, be safe, all right? Be safe. Listen, don't bring up nothing for your family when you choose to do your thing. Big up Allah as well. You understand? When you choose to do your thing, Angel, big up yourself. Suzette, big up as well. The whole crew. All right, looking forward to having you guys tomorrow, God's willing, again. All right, take care, guys. We will touch base. All right, one love to you and the family. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we all say, Ja. No. Good night, everyone. May God richly bless you and your family once more. I like to say that because it's important that we ask for our blessings, not just for ourselves, but for our families. Goodbye.